Welcome to episode 1 of our Reddit Stories compilation series. Delving deep into the realms of Reddit, we've unearthed a collection of astonishing tales featuring children who've had encounters with the supernatural. Stay tuned as we share their eerie experiences with you. This Reddit user's chilling tale sent shivers down my spine. Let's dive into her story and see what she had to say. When her daughter was around 8 years old, she twice saw the apparition of a tall man wearing a cowboy hat in their apartment. One time, the man was standing in the hallway with a woman and child, all of them dressed in old-fashioned clothes. Another time, she saw the man lying beside her mom in bed, his eyes glowing bright red. She and her daughter never said anything to the landlord who lived downstairs because they weren't sure how he would react. One day, she decided to test the waters by nonchalantly asking the landlord if he had ever seen anything strange. He said he had once seen a man come up and through the door that led into the basement, walk across the kitchen, and pass right through the back door. She asked him to describe the apparition, and he said it was a tall man wearing a cowboy hat. The second story that captivated my attention was that of this Reddit user. Let's delve into her story. When my sister was about 1 year old, her and my mom would stay up all night while the rest of the house was asleep. My mom is a night owl naturally, so she didn't really mind staying up late looking after my sister. She told me one night while we were all asleep except her and my sister that something weird happened. My mom was sitting in the recliner and my sister was propped on her lap facing her. My sister kept staring at the corner of the wall that meets the ceiling, staring and giggling. My mom turned around and obviously nothing was there, but she was still staring and smiling, happy as ever. She even started waving. Eventually, after my mom was creeped out, she got my sister's attention to do something else. Later on in the night, my sister was standing in the kitchen, giggling at another corner. My mom had the light off, so it was dark in there. She was pointing, laughing, waving. Every now and then, she would just stare off into the dark and my mom would repeatedly call her name, and it still wouldn't get her attention. My mom got really creeped out that night. As far as I know, that was the only night it happened. Let's delve into the third and last Reddit story for this episode, shared by the following Reddit user. When I was 15, my brother-in-law died in a car accident. It was awful. I remember the adults running around and crying, and I remember I was the one who was told to console my 13-year-old niece. It was her dad. I had another niece who was 3 at the time, and since the adults were busy, it was me and a few other of the older kids who were in charge of the 3-year-old. While I was watching her play with her dolls in a little room off of the living room, she suddenly looked up at the computer desk and just stared. For 2 minutes, she did this, still as a stone, and then she said in her baby voice, "Uncle?" After she said that, she giggled, nodded, and put her index finger to her lips like she was shushing something. She went back to playing with her toys, and when I asked who she was talking to, she simply shook her head and asked where my niece was. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more eerie tales of mysterious disappearances, unsolved murders, intriguing Reddit stories, and much more.